Hi, this is Nancy. Today I would like to share with you a little bit about my life story. Back in 1968, I have lost both of my parents during the Vietnam War. After my parents passed away, I lived with my grandmother about 2 years. Then my grandmother couldn't take care of me anymore because she's older. So I had to go out there to make a living for myself. My life had many difficulties, but all the hurdle, all the difficult overcome. This helped me be stronger woman. I work whatever I can find. I'm doing that from 1970 to 1975. South Vietnam lost to a North Vietnam Army. A lot of people have escaped Vietnam different way. I escaped Vietnam by running. I ran for many hours. I'm tired. Finally I found a motorcycle. Someone left behind the road. So I used that motorcycle, continue right down toward the Navy shipyard. I come up there, I hop on to a small vessel. Then the captain took us out to oversee. I don't know where I'm going, but I just go with the people. This time about is 5 a.m. in the morning. So we go out to the sea. The wave is very rough, and the wind, the rain, it makes me very sick. And our vessel, small vessel, couldn't make to further out of the sea. So the captain, he radioed for help. Finally, the oil bar picked us up, but they have no room for us to sit. We just sit on the deck of the oil bar. So the rain, the sea water, just come to the deck and make me so very wet, very cold, and I got a lot of seasick. So we just ride along, float along the ocean for a day or two. Then finally the captain of the oil bar radioed for help because we cannot go further. So the Navy destroyed battleship picked us up. I remember the series of the boat is HQ-5. We get on deck by moving so many, changing ships so many times. By the time I get onto the battleship, I have nothing left but the clothes on my back. Then the ship pick up so many of us. They have no food, so they told us the cafeteria, the personnel tell us to give us 1 cup of rice a day and 1 liter of water a day. So every day like that, just very little food, very little water. And we finally arrived to Philippines. It's dark, very dark. The sea dark, everything outside dark. A lot of people. I almost fall off the boat. I tried to catch myself, save my life. Then I did that. We wait 4 or 5 hours later. We get ordered to go down to the base of the building, one of the buildings in the Navy shipyard in Philippines. We wait and wait. Then American captain told us we're not allowed to bring anything, food or blanket or anything. Besides, I have nothing to bring at all. And they said the boat will provide food and water. But when we get there, About a day later, they don't have enough water, they don't have enough food, so we starving. So they just give us enough water to drink or to survive. It's nothing luxury. Well, I don't know how long we've been on the carrier, U.S. carrier. Maybe I think the Ranger. I'm not sure the name, but we ride there for days. Then we finally arrived to Island 1. And when we get off the ship, then we have to go through this building. They have to hold us down, spray us down for bugs. I feel like we're an animal then. They just spray on us. I don't know what they spray on us. Then we get to do paperwork. Then the bus took us to the campsite. The army already set up the tent and everything for the Vietnamese people come during that time. It's about 160,000 of us come to Island 1 for that one group of people. It's so many people that to line up to get food from the cafeteria, the makeshift cafeteria. You stand in line for 3-4 hours. So finally, they need help, so I volunteer my time because I don't have no family to take care of. So I volunteer, go help in the kitchen every day. About 4 o'clock, I have to walk to the makeshift cafeteria in the tent. We cook for many people. We cook like 3 meals a day, but by the time you get to the line, it's time out for, like say, for breakfast. By the time you get to the line, it's almost lunch time. So we constantly cooking and making food for the people. Then after that, we have to apply where to go to America. I tried to apply in Camp Pendleton in California, but it's full. So we have another camp in Arkansas. Then I tried to apply in Arkansas for to live there, but Arkansas already full. So the one camp left is in Pennsylvania. The army base called Indian Town in Pennsylvania. So I arrived to Pennsylvania in July. Because I remember July because a lot of students from different schools in the area come give us the July parade. That's how I remember. Then I stayed in the camp for 2 months, waiting for a sponsor. Then if somebody like me, they look at my profile, they like me to ask for an interview. I go to a couple interviews. I don't like them. I don't like the condition they have for me to do, or they don't like me. Third interview, I found my mom and dad. The name is Robert and Sherry. So I lived with them 7-8 months, but very difficult. I remember my parents not allowed me to speak Vietnamese language because they want me to learn English. But I came to America with zero English, zero speaking English. Then my mom and dad said, you need to learn English, you need to learn English. So I tried to learn English by, sometimes I watch TV, Sesame Street to learn English. But at night time, I learn English, go to learn English. Then now it's still summertime, so there is a English teaching center for the summer for the Vietnamese people who live in the area. So I joined them to study English. Then 7-8 months later, I left my sponsor, and I get a job It's it's odd job because I don't learn English. I don't know English. Then I move out and I live with my other 4 girlfriends. 5 of us. We rented a 1-bedroom apartment. We just like every day we go to work. Nighttime we learn English. We want to learn English. We want to get by. If you know English, you cannot find a job. So we learn and learn and learn. Then finally, 3 months later, we are getting by with the English. We succeed what we want to do. Then every one of us, we work very odd jobs. So I remember the minimum wage is only $2.10 or $2.20 an hour. So we work a lot to make ends meet. In my group of 4 or 5 girls, one the older than us, and she went to get her driver license, and then she got her driver license, but we have no car. So every one of us, we put in little money. We buy a Pinto. Then in the morning, she dropped us off at our workplace. Then at the end of the day, she come by pick us up. And we have something, go home, we have meal, something to eat very quick. Then we go learn English. And this time, we're pretty good at it. We understand what people tell us to do. But to this day, some people still don't understand what I'm saying. But it's okay. If they don't understand, I say it again. And so 2 years later, I met my husband at the community college. I continue to go to learn English at the college. Then I met my husband. At first, I asked him to, help me with my English because his English better. Then a few months later, we become a couple. We get married like 3 months after we know each other. I get married in October 1977. It's a fall day. And we live, very poor area because we don't have that much money to rent a better area. But even the poor area, the rundown area is still better than what I have in Vietnam. So then I told my husband, we cannot do this all the time. By this time we have 2 kids. And I looked at my husband, you need to go back to college. And my husband said, how can I go back to college? Now we have 2 children. I said, so what? I can take care of everything. So I make my husband go back to college. I work 2 jobs. My children with the babysitter all the time. Sometimes my husband go home from school early, he pick them up. I never see them because I jump from one job to another job for 3 years. And after my husband finished what he needed for the community from the community college, he applied to the University of New York. So he went there to study. At first he was going to go alone by himself to see how everything is. And a month later he come back, he moved myself and my 2 children with him to live in New York. So in New York I continue work 2 jobs. I work at morning, I work for an American company, and at night time I waitress. This time I speak better English, so I work as waitress in a Chinese restaurant. So for many months I'm exhausted, but I want to succeed what I set my husband out to do. So I told my husband, you don't worry about anything now, just focus on your study. So my husband complete his study 4.5 years later. He received his bachelor degree of engineering. Then after he went to California and interviewed a job with a big American company, a very well-known company. And him, and they moved everybody, me and my children, to California. Then my husband thought his job as an engineer, and he's very good what he do. Then I stay home a little bit. My husband just told me, just stay home, rest. Stay home, rest. I stay home a couple months, and I say I cannot stay home. I can't stand to stay home. So I get myself a job, and I worked in this job for 20-some years, and I get burned out. I get burned out with this job, so I asked my husband I can quit now. So I went to learn another skill, which is I do skincare and nails. So this job is very flexible. I work around my children's schedule. I still have time to take them to school, take them to play sport. So that's what we're doing. And now my children are grown. My oldest daughter is 40-year-old, married, have 2 children, and my second daughter have a son who is 11 years old. She lives in California, and my third daughter, she is a psychology major, and she works with autistic kids. And my 2 sons, my 28-year-old son, right now, currently, he is in U.S. Air Force. He served 7 years now. He is a captain in the Air Force. And my youngest son, he received his master's degree on oncology. Right now, he works with a clinic to take care of the cancer patient. So I am very proud of my children. With my guidance, with my husband advisor, so my children, they listen very well, and they do very good. They have very good living on their own. So I would like to share with you a little bit. Next video clip, maybe I have a chance to tell you more story about my life and my children's life and everybody in my life. So see you for now. Thank you.